The following program is paid for by the Charlie Butler team. Looking for tips on selling your home? Tune into the Charlie Butler Show right here on WGBF AM every Sunday at 9 a.m. The Charlie Butler Show, where your questions get answers. Charlie guarantees it.
Good Sunday morning, Tri-State. This is the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show. We're here as we are every Sunday with my co-host from Churchill Mortgage, David Crow. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Tri-State, and happy Easter to everyone out there this morning.
And yes, happy Easter to everyone. Jordan, did you get any candy for Easter?
No, and I don't need any candy. But if I was to get candy,
well, I wasn't going to say that.
Those Reese's eggs are the best.
I've been hearing that. Yes,
Reese's eggs.
You know, yep. I'm listening to on XM. We're not supposed to talk about that on terrestrial radio. I'm sure. Shame. But Rachel Steele on Classic Vinyl, who does middays there, and she's talking about the same thing. And she said, that's not peanut butter that they put in those. That's crack.
Yes. Yeah. Crack. Yes. Oh, my God. Those things are so delicious. That's really the only candy. I mean, Cadbury eggs you can't go wrong with. You can't go wrong with Cadbury eggs. But those Reese's eggs, those are addicting, especially frozen. I throw them in the freezer and freeze them a bit.
Yep.
That's where it's at.
So, and DJ Nevil from Ralph Smith Auctions with us. Good morning, DJ.
Morning, guys. Glad to be here.
And it's good to have you, but now you're the only one here that's got younger kids, so were you out hiding eggs?
Out hiding eggs. They picked a bunch up last weekend and got more to go.
Yeah, I know you're set. Are you putting $100 bills in there for the kids?
No, I don't have the money you do. I'm putting pennies in mine.
We're going to get back to DJ here in a minute. We're going to hear a lot about the auction business. But as always, we're starting with the mortgage business, and David, maybe a little bit better news this time. We've been kind of gloomy the last few weeks.
Oh, it's been that I had consultant. We joked the other day, one step forward, two steps back.
Yeah,
it's kind of been that as we're getting into 2024. It's been that give and take, and I've mentioned many times me giving advice to buyers when to lock and when to float, and it's because of that. It's not that we've had a steady up or steady down. It's been a one step forward, two step back, all impacted by inflation news that hits the market, and overall rates have stabilized, which is great because I think we were talking this week. October was kind of the high nationwide. Now, when I give rates on here, folks, I'm talking nationwide averages and so forth. Our market, and especially with Churchill, a little better than what you see on the primetime news. But I think we were at 8% in October. And that led in
that range, yeah.
Exactly, nationwide. And so November improved, and we're seeing some of those reports come in now. And overall, we have stabilized. Now, an interesting fact that I did hear that I get in this every day, and it's just kind of the grind of the day and where everybody individually is at with their loan and rates. But in March, with the February data, it appears that with February we were as a nation 6.9, 30-year fixed rate is what I'm referring to, and which sadly was right now in 2024, it's a 0.5% higher than year over year since February of 2023, which kind of shocked me in some ways. Because you come in and again, you do everything on a daily basis, and you just kind of get in the mode, the flow, the grind, if you will. But the data, that's what the data is right now. So some of the good news that did come out that helped improve those interest rates is some of the voting members are looking heavily at 3 cuts on the federal funds rate in 2024. And if you've been listening to us week over week, we're finally getting to that area that, I've been talking about, sadly, for almost a year.
Yeah.
So we know we're going to see improvement in 2024. And as many of my discussions, because, folks, we're sitting here at the end of March. A lot of people, that springtime buying starting to pick up, activity.
And it has. On our side, we've seen really pick up.
Absolutely. And we're seeing that mortgage applications nationwide, even within Churchill, it's picking up. You know? And so we're getting a lot of those to be determined people wanting to get pre-approved, before they start their search. So we're submitting files to underwriters to get pre-approved, and they are to be determined. Addresses currently.
Well, and we're getting and we're also getting a lot of people more, I think, than usual with contingent offers. Yeah.
Got to sell their existing?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlie, and folks out there, if we got some realtors, I've actually coached 2 realtors in the last month on exactly how to write up, because they have sellers who want to go look and try and buy something, find something on the market before they list their existing home.
Right.
Which you and I know is just, it's almost, I hate saying it's almost like a death sentence that you're really going to, there are more qualified buyers in the market than there are homes to be had.
Oh, yeah.
And if
No
that
question.
next seller, he's not or she's not going to want to accept an offer when they find out this home, their existing home's not even on the market yet.
Yeah, you pretty well have to have it on the market, and you have it listed, and it really helps to have it pending.
So what I did is, I take so many things for granted that I know and do and don't even think about it. But I had 2 realtors, ironically, because you're talking about, contingent offers. Mm-hmm. So I helped that realtor to structure the listing agreement to basically say, or not the listing agreement, but the discussion. So they're going to put the home on the market, and both of them had, no shock, full price offers when it's all said and done. But they put in there that the seller has 21 days to find suitable housing, or they won't move forward with the closing.
Right.
And so, again, that was a shock that I helped 2 realtors that I was shocked they didn't already know this. And so the buy, that seller, and now they're out and looking, and things are going well, but it's to help them get in a position to be able to buy, and then we'll do back-to-back closings. So, but activity's picking up, folks. Give me a call if you want to get pre-approved.
That's what I was getting ready to say. How can they get a hold of you?
Hey,
David?
folks, as always, my cell number is the easiest way. It's 270-222-0676, and I'll be happy to help you get pre-approved.
Now, David, I don't think we've talked about this, but if they're out driving right now and, they forget that number. Yes. So I know Churchill has the national number on their website. Where can they go to find your number?
Folks, all you have to do is go to churchillmortgage.com, look on or put in the state of Kentucky or state of Indiana, and you'll see my branch pop up, and it is David Crow, and my direct number is on there because I have great folks at Churchill Mortgage. But if you call the national number that Dave Ramsey advertises or is on the national website or start chatting, more than likely you'll get rerouted to a loan officer in Brentwood, Tennessee. So if you'd like local help, local representation, be sure to call David Crow at 270-222-0676.
And I don't care what you're doing. It's always better when you can sit down with somebody.
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing is, too, depending on people's work schedules or when it is, I've gone to where I'm doing Teams meeting, Zoom meeting, or just FaceTime on my cell phone sometimes if we can't meet quickly. And people love that. I mean, they're looking at their phone, I'm looking, they see I'm a real person, and so we can talk things through versus just talking on the telephone. We see one another and get an idea of, what the next game plan is. So I do those as well pretty quickly.
And we got right into this. So for those of you that listen all the time and you haven't heard Candace DeArmond yet, Candace is off for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
But she will be back with us. So you're stuck with David and I. And
the ugly guys.
Exactly. And of course, one of our fine sponsors, Churchill Mortgage. And I'd say call David Crow, go to the Churchill Mortgage website, click on state of Kentucky or Indiana, because David is the regional director for both. He'll get you taken care of. And also the good folks at Bossy Title. David uses them. DJ's sitting here. DJ Nevil, he uses them. We use them.
Absolutely.
They're official title company of the Charlie Butler Show. So be sure to give Jeff Bossy and his staff a call. But anyway, DJ, going to DJ Nevil here from Ralph Smith Auctions. You and I have known each other a long time.
20 years probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I still had hair when I knew you.
You had a lot of hair. You were wise then too, I guess.
So when people think about auctions, they think about, I think some people think about, like me, think about real estate, but some people think about personal property. But you guys do pretty much everything, don't you?
We do everything, say you sell a house you have, and we go in there and can lot the stuff off. Online is a great way now to do it. You reach a huge audience all over the United States. People can sit in their living room, their chair. They don't have to go there and wait for hours. And they can click a watch on the item and buy it right off their cell phone. We got a shipper that can ship stuff. It's a great way for somebody to get their house cleaned out, an estate, business liquidation, heavy equipment, grocery stores, which I think, man, you're doing one of those.
We're doing one right now.
Up in Chandler. You know, we're going to do it the same way and get the guy his money so he can move on with some other adventure in life.
But that's kind of been, over the years, that's one of your specialties has been grocery stores.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done grocery stores in several states, haven't you?
20 years. We've done them in Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, Indiana, Illinois. We've done a lot of grocery store auctions, and it's a good way for people to, that want to get in, small meat shops or shelving. They got gondola shelving in them, forklifts a lot of times. There's a lot of good buys in those grocery stores, and can take them and use them somewhere where they need them, And it brings the seller a good price, and they get it done, and all of it sells in one day, and generally it takes about a week to clean out a grocery store by the time they get all the coolers and merchandisers and all the equipment out of there. But smooth way to do it.
When we were just talking about this last night, we may have one coming up here, but what do you say? What have you got to say to people? And I know there are people that like inherit a house, maybe because of death, and someone, all this stuff's in the house, and they get out what they want. They don't know what to do with it, and they want to sell the house, but they got to get rid. They know they got to get rid of the stuff, sell the house. Auction's
a good way to do it. If you even if you don't want to auction a property, we work with a lot of realtors, so it's a good way to know a local auctioneer and get with him, and because we can clean out the whole entire house, have a trash service come in after what doesn't sell and clean it up and get it ready to market for sale. And a lot of that stuff is not worth a lot to the family, but yet you put it online and it brings a good price. We sold a tea
Eye
set.
of the beholder.
Yeah.
We sold a tea set last night, brought $1,600.
Wow.
And it's getting shipped out. So, that guy said, well, I was going to throw that away, or, I didn't know it was worth that.
Oh, my goodness.
And so the guy got $1,600 out of a tea set.
Wow.
So
now you use, now I know you go through Indiana High Bid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can they go to your site and bid?
Yep.
Or do they have to go to Indiana High
You go to ralphsmithauction.highbid, and it'll take you right there, and you can bid right off of our site.
Okay,
And,
good.
That's a good way to do it, and or you can go to Indiana High Bid, do it that way as well. But it'll log you in. A lot of auction companies use High Bid now. It goes nationwide, and there's probably 200 or 300 sales a day nationwide going off every day of the week on High
I'm on
Bid.
their mailing list, and I mean they've got tons of auctions going on all the time. I think that'd be a great way to get rid of some things like what we've been talking about.
Well, for instance, that tea set I sold, if we'd have done it at a live auction, it might have brought $30, $40,
Yeah.
Brought $1,600. You got a huger audience watching that, driving the price.
It's just incredible. And I'm sitting here thinking, ironically, and I don't know what, I have 3 closings in a 2-week span where all 3 were family, it was children selling the deceased parents' homes. And so each time, as you know, with Jeff Bossy, title work and stuff, making sure they're executors, they can sign.
Right.
But I never asked the question, because I'm taking care of the buyers.
Yeah.
What did that home look like before you guys put it on the market? I have no idea, but now I'm curious to know, did they do an auction? Did they just, and when you talk about that trash service, I have a friend that runs one of those companies, and man, he gets some doozies sometimes of grandparents, great-grandparents' homes and all the stuff that unfortunately probably wouldn't bring $1,600, but he cleans out. But it makes me wonder now what maybe they did along the way, and if maybe there was an auction. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a great way when you get that home that I don't have an eye for that antique or what's valuable, what's not, and that's interesting that you guys have the expertise, knowledge, and so forth, and put it on there. And then, like you just explained, there's a viewer out there that has an eye for that.
Yeah.
Yep. Good way to sell, guys. So if you ever need an auction, call DJ Nevil with Ralph Smith Auction Realty. I'm licensed in Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, Tennessee, and Texas. We'd be glad to help you auction off real estate, or if you work with Charlie, we'll work with him to help get it done.
Absolutely.
For you.
What's your number, DJ?
812-449-5408.
And it's, again, if you're driving, just go to ralphsmithauctions.com. I'm sure your number's there.
Yes, sir.
And
You know what? I want to say, because Jordan, we haven't done a good job. Charlie and I, the Charlie Butler radio or real estate show, if you're driving down the road and you can't remember all this, you can go to Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast download. Just look up the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show, and you can replay all these wonderful shows, Charlie and I and all of our guests.
DJ, this goes worldwide now.
Yeah. Worldwide.
Yeah. They're right along with the high bid.
That's it. That's an high bid right
20
there.
people to go 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 50.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have you doing that in a minute. But and I'll tell you something that surprised me. You're talking, David, you didn't have an eye for this stuff. DJ and I are looking at this grocery store in Chandler the other day, and he's going through it with the owner, and and the people who used to own it, they sponsored Little League team.
Okay.
And around the top of their stores, pictures of these Little League teams. And guys talking about stuff to throw away. And TJ said, don't throw those away. You're in a small town. Said, somebody will buy those.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. Yeah, with kids and everything else.
I mean, it may not bring a lot of money, but it all adds up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or my brain, you don't know till
Yeah. So one of those guys might be famous right now.
Charlie might want one of those pictures.
Yeah, exactly. I played on a Little League team in Chandler, but mine was with a funeral home was our sponsor.
Welcome to Small Town USA.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the sponsorship wherever you can get it.
Paragrove Funeral Home was our sponsor. I remember that.
I always joke along the way because I have ties to the death care industry, and I said, you never see a poor funeral home director.
No.
You may see one go out of business, but you never see a poor funeral home director in business. They do quite well in small towns.
You think about that in small towns, not that many people dying, so they got to make good money on each one.
Oh yeah, and they do.
Oh yeah, I don't. I don't have any questions.
I had an older gentleman, God love him. He's deceased now, and I won't name any names. And I knew a gentleman that walked up to him during a funeral, and he asked the funeral director. He said he was teasing him. I'll say that he was teasing him. They knew one another. He said, "Don't you ever feel guilty what you charge people to do this?" And the funeral director looked at him and said, "Do you want to do it?" He said, "Enough said. You're good." So,
we're all of us are in business, and all of us had a hard time getting paid from time to time before. I've got a friend over in Southern Illinois, good friend that's a funeral director, and he's had his own for probably 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him one day, I said, Jerry Doug, I said, how, I bet this is tough sometimes to collect. Said, nope. He says, one time have I ever not got paid. He said, I eventually did. Because nobody wants a word out there, especially in a small town.
Yeah, exactly.
If they didn't pay for their loved one's funeral. Said, a small town, man, you'd be, they, what they'd think of you there, or any, So, I would think the funeral director would, because what are you going to do, dig him up, but, they do. They get paid. Yeah.
Folks, you're probably thinking, well, real estate. I will tell you this, in the 90s for a brief period, I managed, no names mentioned again, I ran and managed a monument business, a tombstone business. And it was just a weird course of events which landed me, and turned out I was really good at. But so that one, talk about collection, because I got to know all the funeral directors in our region,
right?
And but sometimes with headstones, the family didn't want to pay, and ironically, with my company, we had to repossess headstones. And again, this is over 20 years ago, so I can chuckle about this now. But what would happen is they wouldn't pay. And obviously it's not something you do initially. You try to work through it. Payment, just like funeral directors, payment systems and all that. It's just part of the industry. But when somebody basically says no because they think the stone is sitting in a cemetery, and what are you going to do? We just pick it up. And we brought it back and set it on the front lawn there at the business with the names and dates and all. Again, I knew this industry very well. It's amazing. They'll come up with the money real quick to have that go back out to the cemetery, because especially in rural communities, what happened to the headstone? There's a footer sitting there now, nothing there. But yes, I have had to repossess headstones in my lifetime.
I've never went that far, but I went in the jewelry business. I have, we had in-store credit, and our bonuses. I was manager, and our bonuses got where we had a certain write-off rate we could have, and past that, came dollar for dollar out of our bonuses. And so we were aggressive
About getting payment.
And they said, and I can remember a lady in Henderson said to me, she says, "Well, what are you going to do?" She said, "I've got this ring on. And I said, "Well," I said, you need to give it to me." And she said, "You'd take my wedding ring?" I said, "Yeah, I will." And I did. I had a girl that I worked with. The guy, she was down. It was also down in Kentucky, but one of those rural areas, a little bit rougher. And he had a little dog there, and he said, "You get off this property, or I'm going to shoot you." She goes, "Okay." She picks the dog up, starts walking off with the dog, and says, "When you pay me or give me the merchandise, you can have your dog back."
Oh my goodness.
And he come up with the money real quick.
Oh gosh, for the folks driving down the road, these are stories, but it gets you. It's life experiences. It makes us who we are, and it allows us to help other people. Believe it or not, with buying real estate.
DJ also, and we don't talk. We've done it before, and we're getting ready to do it again. Is going to auction a bank.
Yeah,
not one with money in it. Okay?
I was like, what's it going
This
for?
is a closed down. This is a closed down branch.
Don't tell them that, Charlie. We want to get the bids up.
Yeah. Okay. Just start. We got tea sets.
We
in
got
the
some
vault.
more tea sets. Put a little silver in there.
The log boxes or whatever in a bank.
Safety
deposit
deposit.
box. I was losing it. Yeah, you just need to tell everybody they're all still in there, and you can bid on them individually. We don't know what's in each box. That'd be fun.
You know what we DJ and I and Chris McBride, we did one in Winchester, Indiana, and DJ was up there for an open house, and the thing that, and I think the same thing's going to bring people to this one.
Yeah.
Was the vault, wasn't it?
Vault, yeah. Oh, yeah. You put silver in it, and it wouldn't tarnish as bad in that vault. That's why they bought it.
Really?
Winchester, they had silver there. So I don't know if people that collect silver, if you look at some of the silver, it was Winchester where they had it, and that was where that bank was at.
Interesting.
And this is a true story. DJ knows this story I'm getting ready to tell. But so we're telling the owner we'll probably get, and it had been no national that he leased it to Old National. Old National buys another branch up there. They still had to fulfill their lease, but anyway. So he told me we'll probably get the value was a lease, so we'll probably get about $200,000 for the building.
Okay.
And so DJ has the auction, and we had several bids, or we had several
this was
people
open house, yeah.
right in that 200,000 range. And so on the following Monday, I guess it was, we did a highest and best.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And the attorney for one of the banks called me, and he said, "Can't tell you which bank I'm with, but he said if you stop that highest and best right now, we'll give you $400,000." And so I call the owner, and I forget it's April 1st, okay?
April Fool's
About the
Day.
same time.
And I call him, and I said, "Hey," I said, "we've got an offer for $400,000, well-known businessman around here." And I'm telling, and so I started to go over it. He said, "Look," he said, "don't F with me right now. Okay?
I'm with you. Yeah, April Fool's Day.
He said, "I'm busy." He said, "I don't have time for this." Hangs up.
True story.
I call him back. I go, "Don't hang up, okay?" I wasn't. He said, "You're not kidding, are you?" I said, "No, I'm not." He says, "Well, get that over here so I can sign it." Yeah.
Interesting.
And
so I'm just curious when they bought the bank and and all the vault and stuff. What did they convert it to another bank? What did they do with the building?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was another bank bought it, so
Yeah,
I'm
another
assuming they did.
Okay.
But we've got one. We're probably probably 2 weeks away from starting it.
Yeah.
We're going up there next in Shoals, Indiana,
Shoals. Okay.
and it's also an Old National. It's probably of that group that he bought, and I think I told you this, DJ. Probably the nicest one. It's the biggest one. Shoals, which is a real small town.
Okay.
But it's still the county seat up there. But the bank's over 6,000 square feet.
Oh my goodness.
It's huge. It's huge. And they eventually decided it was too small a town. But there is nothing to service those farmers anymore around there.
Oh.
So I think we'll sell it to another bank, DJ.
Cool.
I do.
We're hoping.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah. And
Anybody listening that needs a bank? Shows.
well, we had, and we had coin dealers. So as the, we had them making offers up in Winchester. We had coin dealers, like silver dealers.
Yep.
Other people like that. And so, DJ, what else you got coming up right now?
We got 3 commercial properties off Franklin Street, Evansville, Indiana. Commercial properties be a good investment, good spot for somebody. We've got a few investment flip homes probably coming up that you could, investors could latch on to. Got a couple of them on the west side. And then we got the grocery store that man you were talking about.
Right.
That'll be coming up, and got a couple other deals in the works that I'll tell you when I get them, but I
Can't disclose a little too early.
Disclose, yeah.
So we're down to about 3 minutes. So DJ, anybody now that's sitting there thinking, I do have some property that I would like to auction. Tell us, how can they get a hold of you?
812-449-5408. Or call the office at 812-422-6586 and ask for DJ. We'll get you taken care of and get you some money in your pocket.
Or if you're driving, go to RalphSmithAuctions.com.
Absolutely.
And for those that are wondering, DJ, with them or people that know you, and then a lot of people don't know this, I do, but I'm going to ask, who was Ralph Smith?
Ralph Smith was my grandfather. We started in 1978. I'm third generation. We're the second oldest auction company in Evansville, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you look like it too.
Yeah. Look like it, feel
So
like
my
it.
question for you, DJ, how young were you when you started practicing your auction speech there? Not speech, but your cadence, I guess you would say.
I've been around it since I was 7, even before I lived here. But probably started auctioning when I was 15, 16. Voice, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So obviously, we want you to sell something here for us. So
We'll sell Charlie's coffee cup there.
Jordan's getting ready to get a diamond ring for his girlfriend.
Yep.
Well, we can sell that.
Yeah. So I mean, if that's where you want to go,
Yeah. Let's sell that ring.
That's
Who
it.
give 10,000 for it? Everybody go 10, 10, now 20, 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, 30, sold.
So I think everybody loves listening to auctioneers go.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like it.
Yeah.
The rhythm, the cadence, whatever the proper term is for that. But I think everybody likes hearing that.
I'll tell you where investors always get aggravated at auctioneers. What is, they'll sit there and DJ he'll say, now, you see, will you give me 50,000 one time? Just give me 50,000. Come on, just one time. That'll be it. All right, DJ, 50,000. Who will give me 55? He'll be off on it again.
Push it up.
You just said 50,000 going to do it, okay? That's just part of it, isn't it?
That's part of the game. That's how it works.
And, we got a minute left, DJ. You do, you're working for just so you know, you're working for the seller.
We work for the seller, and that's the only person we work for with the auction. We represent sellers only when we auction stuff. So we've got your interest in hand, and we take care of you, and we work for you and get the dollar and get the estate settled or business transaction, whatever you need, we get it done.
And I'm sure he's this way in other type of auctions, but I was with him at the grocery store as he's taking that thing apart mentally with the owner. You told him how much, and the guy had no idea it was worth anything.
Yeah, he was going to throw a lot of it away, and that's why I said call an auctioneer. If you don't call me, call a local auctioneer and get their opinion. They'll help net some money for you.
All right, DJ Nevil, thank you very much. Appreciate it. DJ, we always enjoy working with DJ. He does a great job, and he's fun to be around too. But anyway, David, one more time, how can they get a hold of you?
Folks, get pre-approved to buy a home. Call me, 270-222-0676.
Charlie Butler team for the instant cash offer. We'll have you cash offer within 48 hours on your house. So just give us a call at 430-1708, or you can call my cell at 812-449-7758. All right. So for DJ Nevil, for David Crow, and for Jordan Rose too. This is Charlie Butler. Have a great Sunday.
You've got real estate questions but don't know where to get the answers? Tune in here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as Charlie Butler, Evansville's own real estate expert, shares the latest news, info, and insider tips to help you make smart real estate decisions. Find him online at charliebutlerteam.com. This program has been paid for by the Charlie Butler team. From the Kate Foppel Ford Studios, this is News Talk 1280 WGBF.